Guests coming up. I'm going to get to all the calls that are on the board one way or another. Let's go to Matt in California, and then Wiley, Carol, Dan, Amanda, Zach, Eric, Mike, Stephen, Edward. We'll get to at least those calls today, or I'll punch myself in the nose. Matt in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, dude, I'm so pumped to finally talk to you, man. It's amazing, your work. I love you, man. I'm a first-time caller. I'm down here in San Diego, right here in the front lines of tyranny, you know, just like the rest of America. But I have a few topics to bring up, if that's okay.
Hit me hard, brother. We don't screen your calls.
All right, man. Awesome. Well, I want to ask you about the blueprint of Mad Men, because I know the intro is funny and it's hilarious, and it makes sense to everybody that understands what's happening in America. And I honestly do believe it's hilarious. But the people that don't know what's happening...
I'm working for like Janet.
Say again?
Do it for Janet.
Well, I was just going to say that, like, the people that don't understand, I feel like they just kind of, like, turn it off within the because, you know, it's a 5-minute intro. And
now, listen, brother, I hear you. I mean, I did that as just a one-off thing for Prisonplanet.tv members and to show at a few events on the road. And so, I mean, it is what it is. I'm certainly not perfect. So, tell you what, make a film, brother.
It's amazing. You hit with the information so hard. It's so clear. It's perfect. But I just feel like we need to get it trending, something kind of like the Coney video. We could get people talking about it on Facebook.
No, I hear you. Listen, the info in that film we just did in a few weeks, quickly. I've attended a big, high-production deal on the Total Eugenics Master Plan. I'm just so busy launching nightly news shows, doing interviews, everything else. What's your other point?
Well, I just wanted to say I was at Ron Paul at UCSD just yesterday, and that was amazing. Probably like 6,500 people turn out. It was good to see all those people.
Did you see the photos of Obama launching his campaign, and there wasn't even a few thousand there?
looking exactly like Romney's campaign out there in Detroit, where he's got, you know, a couple hundred people.
But they got
up,
the electronic voting machines.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But I just want to say that I'm out here trying to support, man. I'm posting flyers around the school about 9/11 tonight. I'm going to hang up a bunch more. I'm going to hang up the InfoWars sign right by the freeway. I'm down here at San Diego State, so I'm hitting the college crowd. And you know,
Matt,
these people,
you are awesome. Do you have a Facebook or Twitter or something?
I do have Facebook. I don't know. Should I say it on air?
Yeah, give it out if you want help. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Matt, and last name Emershai, Emershhy. I need people. I need info warriors down here to help me. We need to wake these people up, because down here it's tough. You know, these college.
Good job. Keep it up. And we're going to put another film out with all that info without the joke intro. But I did that to get to people to show the ridiculousness of all this Homeland Security paranoia. Wiley in Nevada, you're on the air. Welcome.
Thank you, Alex. I have a quick question. Lately, with all the speculation of Obama's fake birth certificate and fake Social Security number and whatnot, why hasn't Congressman Ron Paul addressed this issue?
Because I don't think he knows it's a tar baby. You can't prove one way or the other. I mean, we know Obama's covering up. We know he's been caught lying. We know he's got all these other fake names, Barry Soetoro, dead people, Social Security numbers. We know he's not who he says he is. He's a cutout. He's been sheep-dipped. He's a black operator, you know, a secret operator. He's whole family CIA. We know that. But Ron Paul realizes politically that he can't 100% prove it. He can prove the Federal Reserve's private and destroying this economy.
Right. Like I said, I would like to say that I work in the service industry, and the numbers on TV is definitely false. Roughly, I speak to about 10,000 people a week, off and on, and there's literally 3/4 of America that is rooting for Ron Paul right now.
No, I know. The system is totally panicking. As I told you 3-4 months ago, he won Iowa, he won Maine, he won Nevada. It was proven. And now the news goes, he did win, doesn't matter. They stole the things up front so it would look like he wasn't the front runner, so folks would get scared of Obama and go with Romney. But you're right, it's a hoax, and we're calling their hoax. Obama can't even get 2,000 people out. I could go to UT and probably have 10,000. I've had 2,000 before without even promoting it. We'll be right back. It's a paper tiger. It's a hoax. Sick of the globalist eugenics network. You know, there's 10 FEMA regions over the United States, and they have re-education centers. They admit to re-educate you and your family, to take your children away from you and torture you. And they talk about how to duct tape you, how to break you up from your family in the Army field document. And now the document's been admitted to be real, so people are now defending it. Hey, have the president secretly arrest us. Have the CIA operate domestically. Oh, it's not for Al-Qaeda, it's for the American people. We're the enemy of the bankers that took over. Oh, we'll see how that flies. Welcome to hour number 2. We have in-studio guests coming up. Let's continue with your calls. Carol is calling in from FEMA Region 5. Which former state do you live in under the new foreign banker occupation? Which FEMA center under the 10 governors do you live under, Carol?
Hi, Alex. It's good to finally talk to you. Can you hear me?
Yes. What state are you in?
Minnesota.
Okay, welcome from FEMA Region 5. What's on your mind?
Thank you. I have a quick question and comment, and then I want to report on something that happened to us recently. My question is, my son and I are planning a trip to Chantilly to join you for the Bilderberg protest. What date are you planning to be there?
Okay, we're 99% sure that from the last day of this month to the 3rd, they're at the Chantilly, Virginia Marriott, the global elite that the media said didn't exist and we were insane. Now the Washington Post admits, yeah, they do actually basically pick who the 2 presidential candidates are. They decide who the media gets behind, and they run things. Washington Post 2 weeks ago just bragged, your slave, shut up and enjoy it. So I plan to be there by the last day of May through the 3rd, and I will be there outside bullhorning them and taking photos of the non-existent group the entire time, and I am calling for thousands to be there. And we're 99% sure. In fact, I meant tomorrow to start beating the drum to tell everybody to be there. So everybody from all over the country needs to be there.
My comment is, I'm a frustrated info warrior. I keep trying to warn people and help them to wake up by sending emails and using Facebook. But nobody seems to care or is listening. My son's got about 20 of your bumper stickers on his van, and now I had some business cards printed up with your info on, so we're going to keep trying to help people wake up. But
well, you know, Carol, I either get people calling in saying everybody they know is waking up, and we hear those calls, or they're not having a big effect. A lot of times, if you kind of do it from a position of, oh, it's not doing too well, most of the public is on fluoride, brain damage, and you're not going to help them. They don't count. It's always a minority, just like our founding fathers who are going to be able to take it back. So keep doing what you're doing. We're going to launch the social network in the next few weeks, meet like-minded people in Minnesota there, and work together on that front. God bless you. Keep it up. Okay, let's go to Dan in Hawaii. Dan, you're on the air. Welcome.
Aloha, Alex from Hawaii. I have a story. Broke about a month and a half back, but the mayor actually suspended the police chief of the island and his 2 deputy assistants against the votes of the police commission. The police commission voted to reinstate him after the mayor took it, on his authority to suspend the 3 top cops for the island, and only after the police commission voted to reinstate them and public outcry was the police chief and the 2 assistants reinstated. Okay, do you think that was good or bad? I'm sorry?
Most people don't know about what's happening in Hawaii. Is that good or bad?
It's good because it kind of woke some people up going, hey, we see bad things happening on the mainland. It really kind of shook me up going, hey, I'm on the smallest island. I'm on Kauai, and people were going, hey, this isn't right. The mayor doesn't have the authority to do this, and the mayor actually suspended the police chief and then jetted off to the Oscars or the Emmy because one of the movies was shot on our island. So he
there's other stuff going on as well. There's things like cases where, take Quartzsite, Arizona, where the police suspend the mayor and the city council. So I know that's wrong. Okay, but I do appreciate your call. I'm worried about a lot of these commissions actually trumping elected representatives. But I can't comment on that story because I'm not up on it. Most talk show hosts will just act like they know what they're talking about. If I haven't researched something, I'm not going to comment on it. But thank you, Dan. Amanda in Kansas City, you're on the air.
Dude, Alex, happy Sunday, man. Nice to be on the phone with you.
God bless you. Welcome.
I just wanted to call and encourage us, man. We are out here in the Midwest. We are fighting, and people are waking up. Not only are we pushing to get Ron Paul, but we are starting by taking back our communities. Other than that, I wanted to bring up a topic to you. There is a war being waged for our youth, and it is literally a mindlessness, a lifestyle of recklessness. I work in retail, and there's one of these stores in every mall all across America, even to Alaska and Hawaii. Literally, Alex, there is merchandise being sold that says, in big, bold black letters, this brand is a cult. You've got Medusa heads on T-shirts that says the ruling elite underneath. You've got Freemason imagery everywhere.
No, I know. I see it. Again, every culture right before it collapses, the children get into death and destruction and into nihilism. And, you know, they're not worried that reactors are melting down in Japan and radiating us. The government says, you know, even though different isotopes in some cases are thousands of times what they should be, they just say nutritious. And so it's a general decadence and what societies do right before they collapse. And it's very, very sickening. A lot of youth are actually waking up. If you explain to them that there is value in life, there is a quest for liberty, you know, there are greater ideas to be involved in something epic, and that life is magic, and that the stars are all around us, and that beautiful moon last night, and that there's love and honor, and going and volunteering at a nursing home to go visit and just read and hold an old person's hand. That is what children and young people, you're not going to find fulfillment in death and destruction and drugs and Satanism. You're going to find it in standing up for goodness. And you're going to find it in being persecuted for good. That will open the universe up to you. If you want to be shunted and stunted, then give in to the dark side. The dark side is a joke compared to the good.
That's the truth, brother. Also, one other thing I wanted to bring up, all across America, all we need to do is go and Google, look up on the internet, old not being used military bases. There's one in every city, and that is what it's stated. There's information on Richard Skibauer Air Force Base down in Grandview, just south of Kansas City, how it's being reactivated. Army PSYOPs battalions have been stationed there, and absolutely confirming what this document that's just leaked, that it is ready for the American people, and they are activating these sites. Just
they have the Emergency Centers Establishment Act. They have the Civilian Inmate Labor Camp Program. I've been to countless urban warfare drills where they train to take our guns and break our families up. And I gave you the clergy response team documents 3 years before they were declassified. Now they have newscasts with preachers going, during martial law, we tell you, turn your guns in and go to the camp. It's of the Lord. I mean, preachers listening right now have been given the training. They know it's real. It's total fascism. I appreciate your call. Let me tell you, most of these preachers will tell you to march into these death camps. They'll be there going, of the Lord, communism, blow their heads off. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. These are demons. The general public has been turned into goblin creatures. Look at them, slovenly, cowardly, gibbering idiots. But those of us that are awake aren't going along with it. Zach in Tennessee, you're on the air. Go ahead. We got a minute and a half before we got a break.
Yes, sir, Mr. Jones. I'm ready, baby. And what I had to say is everybody keeps on calling in, fired up. And all I want to say is we're weathering the storm. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, sir. And what I want to know is there's only so much that we can do on the home front here in Nashville, here across the Mid-South. I want to know who exactly do I need to get in contact with to put myself in a position where I can actually be heard for what I have to say, just like you, sir. Tell me how you started out. I already know all the long stories.
Well, here's the thing. It takes time to grow to the next level. We're trying after years to launch a social network that won't crash when it gets hundreds of thousands of members, like has happened in the past. We're going to do a lot of other things to try to get people organized together. But basically, do a local access show. Start a local once-a-week newspaper just in your area. Call into talk radio. Start an organization. Go to city council and speak. You don't have to overturn the whole system yourself. Start small, and then big things will happen.
Be faithful in the small things, be faithful in the big things. And I appreciate everything you're doing, sir. I just know that I can do this, and I want it to be put in position to where I can. And I know if I have a mentor like you or someone else in my personal life that I can mentor 24/7.
Sure. Expose the election fraud. That they now admit Ron Paul won all those first states, but they told the lemmings he didn't, so they would think he couldn't win. As they kept telling you he couldn't win. We had a guy calling earlier who's going to do an Infowars.com banner hang later. Infowars.com is the front line. So that's a great meeting point. Just wait till later this week when I launch this new offensive. We'll be back with our guests. More of your calls coming up.